speech, which the purpose of is to try and persuade my audience to continue to wear face masks. So I'm speaking on this topic because masks are becoming rarer and rarer every day despite the presence of a highly contagious coronavirus variant. My definition of wearing masks, even if you're vaccinated, is wearing a protective face covering to prevent the spread of COVID-19, regardless of vaccination status. Many people are shedding their masks in the face of the new Delta coronavirus variant. So it's worth keeping in mind that even if you are fully vaccinated, you can be an asymptomatic carrier of the coronavirus. So throughout the speech, I'll be citing a variety of sources, including a CDC article entitled Science Brief, COVID-19 Vaccines and Vaccination, another article on the CDC website entitled Guidance for Wearing Masks, and another article from the CDC's website called Community Use of Cloth Masks to Control the Spread of SARS-CoV-2 from the CDC's website. And then I'll be citing a New York Times article by Apoorva Mandavilli, a CNN article by Katia Hetter, a CNBC article by Berkeley Loveless Jr., and a vaccination report from the Mississippi State Department of Health. So I'm going to try to persuade you to continue to wear your face masks no matter what your vaccination status is. So as we've all learned over the past year and a half, face masks help prevent the spread of COVID-19. So the CDC's website states that masks act as barriers between you and any potentially infectious respiratory droplets that you may come into contact with. And these masks protect you via means of filtration. So the same CDC statement also pointed out that masks blocked up to 80% of exhaled droplets, depending on the type of mask being worn. So the CDC also made it clear that masks alone cannot protect you from COVID-19, and that you must use them in addition to other necessary precautions to prevent infection. In a separate CDC statement, the organization gave quite a few other precautions to keep in mind, such as you should continue to socially distance, especially in indoor settings or when you're around people from outside your home. That's because you never know if others have been exposed to the virus, so it's better to be safe than sorry. And your mask should always be worn over your nose and mouth. This is because infectious droplets and particles can enter the body through any orifice connected to the respiratory system, so mouth, nose, all that. A lot of people have expressed concerns over adverse health effects of masks and prolonged use of them. And the CDC has addressed that quite a bit over the last year and a half. But in this one article, they explained that there are no changes in oxygen or carbon dioxide levels when you're wearing a mask, regardless of the material it's made out of. Now, the same CDC statement also gave reassurance that masks do not interfere with your overall ability to breathe, and you can even wear them while you're exercising. So, as you can see from these instances, masks are pretty safe to wear every day and help prevent the spread of COVID. So let's examine why we should still wear the mask. So a new highly contagious variant of COVID-19 is presenting a much greater threat nowadays. According to Katia Hetter's CNN article, the new Delta variant of the coronavirus currently makes up over half of all the country's new cases. So that's quite a big number. As a result, a lot of major cities like Los Angeles and St. Louis across the country, including the World Health Organization, have implemented new updated mask statements that push for everyone to continue wearing masks, regardless of if you're vaccinated or not. So the Delta variant is especially prevalent in areas like Mississippi with low vaccination rates. So case numbers are rising every day. In a CNBC article, Berkeley Loveless Jr. explained that the Delta variant transmits 55% faster than any other COVID variant. Because of this startling transmission rate, the variant is expected to cause another surge in COVID cases, not only around the country, but the entire world. And the amount of Delta variant cases in the United States alone doubles every 2 weeks. So if that scares you or startles you or whatever, you may want to mask up even if you're vaccinated, because according to Apoorva Mandavilli's article in the New York Times, vaccinated people can still host and spread the virus, even if they're not experiencing symptoms. The COVID-19 vaccination is injected into your muscles in your arm, despite the fact that the infection has been in the nose. Because of this, it's slightly harder for the COVID antibodies to reach the nasal mucosa. So it's essentially a race between the virus and your body's immune system to get to the antibodies, to where they need to be to prevent infection. Therefore, it's a very good idea to keep your masks on for the time being, especially considering the fact that Mississippi's vaccination rate is currently at a staggeringly low 31%, according to the Mississippi State Department of Health's vaccination report dated July 8th, 2021. Before I finish, I'd like to ask you to do two things. One, get your vaccinations if you're able to, and two, be considerate of others and continue to wear a mask even if you think it's unnecessary or pointless. Wearing a mask is a minor inconvenience but can potentially save lives. Keep in mind that many people are unable to receive vaccinations and are at higher risk for contracting COVID due to a variety of health problems that affect the immune system. So if you care about your health and the health of those around you at all, make the smart choice and keep your mask on.